Hey, alright everybody, how's it going? Now I got a story by here, in front of me right by here, and it says BYD pilots 1000 kilowatt charging, adding 250 miles of range in 5 minutes. That is super fast. I think that's a bit too fast for me because when I stop, if I plug in, I go to toilet, have a little look around, then I come back, maybe 15 minutes has passed, so that is a little bit fast for me. But some people keep saying all the time that's what they want. They want to add 250 miles in 5 minutes. Some people make ridiculous claims that they want 900 miles in 5 minutes. I don't know why they want 900 miles in 5 minutes, but they do. But anyway, 250 miles of range in 5 minutes is super duper fast. Now, the Chinese leaving the legacy automakers in the dust. They're just way ahead, far ahead. I think it's game over personally. I don't like to use terms like game over, but I actually think it is game over because they just keep getting further and further away from, people like Ford, Vauxhall, all them type of people, or should I call them the Stellantis group, because they're all using the same engines and platform now. I just think they're so far ahead. They've just gone so far ahead that I do think that you're already seeing it happening. You're seeing that lots of these car makers shutting up shop, certain factories closing down. Now, people will say it's because of the ZEV mandate and this, that and the other. But the main reason, one of the biggest reasons why the legacy car makers are losing so much money is they've lost so much revenue in China, because the people in China are seeing that China's making the cars cheaper and better than the ones who've been around for donkeys. So, what else does it say here then? It says BYD has revealed charging technology that it says can add almost 250 miles of range in just 5 minutes. Now, I will say this, that's probably under optimal, it's got to be under certain conditions that it'll get that fast, but it's going to be fast, whatever it is, it's going to be fast, isn't it? And I think they use it, that is based on 1000 volt electric architecture. Now, I think the Porsche Taycan's 800 and something. There was something else that was 900. I can't quite remember, but we're up to 1000 now. Now, I think I did say quite a while back. This is going back quite a while in my videos. I said who's going to be the first ones to use 1200 volt electric architecture, because I thought that would be the next step. But they've sort of got in between at 1000 volts. Because obviously, the higher the voltage, the quicker you can charge, as long as the batteries can take it, and you don't have to have big, massive, thick wires because the voltage is higher to charge. Now, they said it's called the Super E platform, and has been showcased on the Chinese market, the BYD Han L Saloon and the Tang L SUV. You can't buy any of these in Europe or the UK, but I think they're going to customers beginning in April in China. I don't know if it's other markets. I know that a lot of Chinese cars go in the Australian market quite quick, but I think there'll be quite a lot later for Europe and UK. Well, we are in Europe. I meant to say the EU, but never mind. You know what I mean. Now it says a bit further down, to allow such speeds, BYD has developed its own liquid-cooled 1360 kilowatt ultra-rapid chargers. Ultra-rapid? They should give that a different name. I don't know what name to call that, but that is ultra-rapid. The company apparently plans to build over 4,000 stations across China, although it hasn't given a time frame for the network's installation, whether it'll be in European or UK at all. Now, I did read somewhere else that they are thinking of starting to build charging stations in the UK, but not right now. I've been looking at BYD. I think they're going to they're sending to UK one of their cheapest models. I think it's called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's one of the smaller ones. But they're going to call this something like the Dolphin something or other. They give them silly names in the UK, and that's going to be priced under £20,000. But it's going to have, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. So that is a, you know, everything's moving on a bit now, isn't it? It is moving on. Now, I know somebody's going to come in the comment section and they're going to say something like, that's still not fast enough. My diesel does 900 miles, even though I've never driven 900 miles without stopping. That's what they're going to say. Somebody said it the other time. I asked them, I said, how often have you driven 900 miles without stopping? And the reply was, never. So there we go. So it's pointless, isn't it? And somebody else might come in the comment section and say, if everybody charged at 1,000 kilowatts at the same time, blah, blah, blah. Look, I don't know, it does get on my nerves when people say that, because not everybody's going to be charging at 1,000 kilowatts. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Some people don't mind charging at slower speeds, and you'll have different pricing, I expect, for faster and slower, off-peak, blah, blah, blah. And then you still got 60% of people charging mostly at home at 7 kilowatts. So I know somebody's going to say it. Even though I've said that, somebody's still going to say it. Now, there was something else that I wanted to talk about by here. This was a story that I seen last week. Now, people who have been against battery EVs have always said, wait until hydrogen comes along. And I've always said to them that you can go out and buy a hydrogen car now. You can go out and buy the Toyota Mirai, I think it's called, isn't it? But it's very expensive. I don't think it's that expensive now. I think they've cut the price lows. I don't know if they're still selling it. And they've closed down all the hydrogen stations. But nevertheless, the car has been there for them people to go and buy a hydrogen car, but they didn't. Now, this story here says, and you can see why I don't think hydrogen's ever going to work at all. Stellantis drops price of hydrogen van by 40%. Now, you might think, cool, blimey, Gavna, that's loads. That's going to be cheap as chips. And then you go a little bit further, and it says, but that is still 80% more expensive than the battery electric version. So if you go and look at the price by here, even though they've dropped 40% off the price of a hydrogen van, it's still 71,500 euros, it says by it is in euros. That's the discount on the initial version's price of 120,000 euros for a blinking van. So I don't know why that's so expensive. I don't know why it's £120,000. You tell me why a hydrogen van would cost £120,000. It's exactly this. I'm looking at the van, and it's exactly the same as the diesel van and the battery van, but the hydrogen one costs £120,000. So, but it doesn't anymore. It costs 71,500 euros, or $77,520. It hasn't got the UK conversion on there. So if you are one of them people who's waiting for hydrogen and you've got 71,500 euros lying around, there it is, the hydrogen van for you. So like I said, I don't think, I thought that hydrogen would be suitable for not the 7.5 ton lorries, but maybe like the 42 tons when they're loaded or whatever it is. I've always thought down the line that maybe hydrogen would suit them vehicles. But if they're going to be an astronomical price, they're going to have to bring the prices right down, and they're going to have to build way more. Well, I say build more hydrogen stations. All the hydrogen stations have closed down. I think California's got rid of Shell in California's closed them all down. In the UK, I think there's only about 4 hydrogen stations. So I just think it's gone. Basically, Will it come back? I don't think it will. Anyway, I'm waffling now. So, if you did like this video, and you do like a 1,000-volt electric car, give it a like, comment down below, subscribe, do all them nice things, and I will catch you in the next one. Ahoy!